York Region is the latest jurisdiction to vote in favor of a mandatory mask policy. As of July 17th, masks will be mandatory at public indoor spaces. Exemptions include children under the age of 5, people with underlying medical conditions, and anyone who needs assistance taking a mask off or putting one on. And with more on this, we're joined live by the Mayor of Vaughan, Maurizio Bevilacqua. Mayor, thanks for joining us tonight.
Jackie, good evening.
We understand
an important day at the city of Vaughan, and indeed at York Region today. We voted unanimously, as you correctly pointed out. It's really interesting, Jackie, to give context to COVID-19 and what's really transpired. We've moved so much from the early days, as you remember, when we declared a state of emergency today, when we're talking about people wearing masks and safeguarding the interests of our communities and to be very respectful to each other. This is really a part of our arsenal against a very formidable enemy, namely COVID-19. This is part of our toolkit. This is how we can reduce the transmission of COVID-19. And I must say I was very proud to see my colleagues of the 9 municipalities in York Region unanimously endorse the motion that Markham Mayor Scarpitti and I proposed to council. It was a good day because it spoke to, I think, the higher values of what COVID-19 has really inspired in people, and that is to recognize that we must take whatever measures are required to make sure that people are protected and that we all feel safe.
Now, we understand this isn't a bylaw. This is something that has been, I guess, enacted or suggested from health officials and then taken on, of course, by public officials and brought forward. What does enforcement look like? If this isn't a bylaw, how do you enforce this?
Well, it's very important that you listen to your medical officer, in our case, Dr. Kurji, who's given us a lot of wise advice throughout the period of COVID-19. But I do think that a major piece of this action taken by council deals with education. But of course, there are measures that we can take to enforce that. The point of today's meeting for me was that we have unanimous support from the 9 municipalities. All the mayors and regional councillors are united in promoting the use of the mask to make sure that we do what is right and what is just for the people that we represent. This is a step in the right direction, and of course, as more and more people wear the mask, it becomes accepted. But it also signals how seriously we take COVID-19. We've got to show COVID-19 a lot of respect. This is a formidable opponent that has brought the global economy to its knees, and it's changed the way we live our lives. So the more we do to defeat COVID-19, the better off we'll be in the long run.
And Mayor, before we let you go, I want to ask if there's any update on the public health investigation into the outbreak at the Ravine Mushroom Farm in Vaughan, something else we've been talking about this week.
Yeah, so it's ongoing. It's very unfortunate. These, of course, Jackie, these are people that are hardworking people that come from other countries and are doing jobs that our food supply really requires. And a lot of the work that they do, we as Canadians benefit from. So I wish to all of them, obviously, a speedy recovery. And I want to thank them for the great work that they do for all of us.
Okay, Vaughan's Mayor Maurizio Bevilacqua, great to check in with you tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Okay.